Hello everybody, and today we're going to talk about Illuminor Szeras, or I like to call him the Spider Guy. Okay then, first thing you ask yourself, do I take this guy or a normal Cryptek? Depending on your points limit and your army composition, I would recommend you take this guy if you have a lot of warriors and immortals. If you get like 1 or 2 units, he's not worth taking. Okay? His main advantage over a Cryptek is that he can buff a unit of warriors or mortals by +1 strength, or +1 toughness, and what was the other one? +1 ballistic skill. So you get 2 or 3 chance against anything good. I would recommend the +5 toughness if you get a chance to get it. What I would recommend, though, you have quite a few command points spare if you're using this guy. The +1 strength sucks. It's not good in the warriors unless you're going to combat with them, but why would you be doing that? Unless you watch, unless you're me, obviously. But use a command point to reroll the +1 strength and try and get that 5 toughness or the ballistic skills a second. If you get a +1 ballistic skill, keep that. Don't reroll that one. Okay, so that is amazing for his ability. Turn 1, he's buffing the unit permanently, lasts throughout the game. Another major bonus for this guy, which I like over the Cryptek, he has a lovely long-range anti-tank weapon that does d6 damage, and you can move and shoot it because it's an assault weapon. So that is awesome. You get a free shot every turn at tanks, and hopefully you can kill a few tanks. So you're basically sacrificing the 5+ invent save for basically a heavy destroyer gun. Okay, so that is an awesome buff. Because he's a character, he can't get shot on turn 1 and wiped out. You can hide behind your units. Okay, let's go on to now how to use this guy effectively, and what not to do with him, and what to do with him. Okay, I have 3 units now. I have 1 unit of 10 warriors, unit 20, and unit of immortals over here in the building, hiding away. Okay then, I'm going to set up the board and I'll get back to you. Okay, this is what you do not do with the Illuminor Szeras, or the Spider Guy. What I see quite a few people doing is you set up your units on objectives or across the board, and you put him on the side like so, in there, and your plan is, well, I'm going to give these a buff, and at the end of my turn, then next turn, I'll go down here, and I have to go across here into these. That's not what you do, okay? Because turn 1, the first problem you got there by doing this is they're over 6 inches away. So before you even start, you have to advance this guy, which makes his gun worse. What you don't want to do, you're paying for that gun. Right? The gun is what you need. So you don't want that. So you go down there, you have to run across, you give these a buff, and what happens if you got a secure objective 6 and it's over there? All these go like this. So all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I can't get over there. And like he's just sitting there all game. Sitting over there all game because he can't get across the board. You can try running across and someone can deep strike in and wipe him out. Okay, that is what a few people do. That's what people do. If you don't do that, awesome. That's just stupid to do that. Okay, you have to take into consideration for objective cards and what your opponent's going to do, what pressures your opponent's going to apply to you. You have to plan accordingly before you even deploy. Alright, so my first bit of advice for the Spider Guy, only move 6 inches a turn. Okay, this guy goes here. Alright, you gotta make sure now he's within range of the immortals turn 3. So turn 1 needs to be buffed, turn 2 the center unit's being buffed, and turn 3 the other side of the board's being buffed. But you have to take in consideration only 6 inches a turn. So you get 18-inch movement. So no matter what, the immortals and the warriors have to be within 18 inches apart. There has to be an 18-inch gap. Okay. You do not want to advance. So slightly out, so I'm going to bring this guy over, daisy chain him out, like so. I know you lose your cover save turn 1, but it's worth it. So turn 1, so you have this guy touching cover there. He can be in the center, could get 6-inch movement there and come back on himself. You do the end one first. Turn 1, you buff that unit there. Turn 2, just say he's moved up after an objective, he can run across, have one of these guys have daisy chain back. Like so. These have been buffed, and then turn 3, you should just be in range of the other one. And these get buffed. Just remember that very important step of 6 inches at a time. You do never want to advance this guy. You don't want him sitting in the building just buffing one unit. You want to get as much as possible out of him. If you've got like 5 units of warriors, that's perfect. You just live in the blob in the middle. You just go up the board with them. So that's the best way to use his buffs, is go across the board, but you need to pre-measure everything before you deploy. The game is won and lost on deployment with Necrons, because you make a simple mistake, it will cost you the game. You need that stuff hitting on 3s, not 4s, if you have to run. And after you've buffed all your units, put in a nice vantage point, like up here, because I want him in this building anyway. Turn 4, I want him up here, maybe here, taking shots all game. Okay, so that is a good way. That's the best way to use them. Plan your movement. You gotta get your 6 inches in. You move 6, not 5, to your spider legs. Okay, that's the most important part. Never put the units too far apart. And if you really wanted to go the other way, if you want to go from here to there, you could always start them in cover, like so. Still touching the building. Okay, they're all on the building. Then you got the objective card, these have to move up. You can daisy chain some over here and have him come here, wherever he starts this, you can come across there and buff them. And then your second turn, these are still moving across. Daisy chaining. Okay. And you can work it out then, so turn 3 you'll get in range of them, and you can buff those. That does work, but that's also an easy counter for your opponent, because all you gotta do is do enough wounds to this unit, and he's out of range. Okay. So I would recommend you get the right distance before you even start playing. That is very important. And the best thing about him over Cryptek is he seems to love Immortals, because if he's with Immortals, you need a -3 weapon for him to have a fire up anyway. And let's face it, is he going to shoot Immortals with -3 weaponry just to get a 5 up? If he does, it doesn't really matter. With warriors, I would recommend, if you're using lots of warriors and using the spider guy, I would recommend you also take a Cryptek for that 5+ invuln. Simply because warriors seem to die really easy for me. I always seem to lose 20 a turn. I don't know why, I just do. So this 5+ invuln does save me sometimes. So if you're going really heavy warriors and you want to use the spider, it might be worth dropping the overlord and taking a Cryptek, or even if you have the points, put an overlord in there as well. That's very point heavy. I've done it in a few lessons, paid off. But a few times I was like, damn, I wish I had another unit of warriors on there instead of just the Cryptek or the overlord. So that's something to consider. He is really good with the mauls because the 3+ armor, you need a -2 weapon to take to a 5 up. Not that big a deal. But with a warrior, it's so easy to get past the 5 up on them. And if you lose so many, your morale will take 2 command points off you. So not only are you losing lots of warriors, you're losing command points. And command points are quite essential for winning with Necrons. Okay, you want to save your command points for rerolling the D3 objectives. And the most important thing I use my command points for, right, when using lists like this, is I have to keep 1 for the end. So when it's my turn to roll off so the game goes on, I got more points than you. Reroll! Come on! Boom! Yes, I win! Okay, that's awesome for command points. So that you don't want to be wasting your command points keeping warriors alive, is what I'm saying. Now if you can take this guy instead. So if you're going like 3 units of 20 and you wash up the board, you need to have a normal Cryptek with a 5+. So it's up to you if you want to drop the overlord for the spider guy. But if you're fighting a lot of tanks, or just monsters in general, this guy's awesome. So, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.